Welcome, seekers, to an exceptionally magical moon magic. I'm sitting here outside, elements permitting. We have a nice, smooth session as I talk through the Pisces full moon that will be showing up here with us on August 27th, 28th. A really powerful moon, and there's such a lead up into me sitting down to film this because I just woke up from a pretty powerful nap. I have been going nonstop for weeks on end, just living life to the fullest, changing things out, moving things around, having meetings, meeting different people, waking up in different locations. It's been an entire whirlwind of experiences, and I finally slowed down today, but what a perfect atmosphere to talk about the Pisces full moon. Because I needed to have that nap. I needed to have this moment to connect in with this energy, because there are a couple of key phrases that popped up for me as I was thinking about the full moon. Breakthroughs abound and choosing the path of wonder. Now, I'm going to really try and just, instead of relying on a lot of the technical notes, I will tell you the degrees, I will tell you the aspects. I'm kind of going into this reading a little bit blind, though. I don't know exactly what the keynote message will be. And we're going to see where this relaxed state takes me in the process. And even as I'm sitting here, I'm realizing that that's really poetic, because already the first thing I will tell you about this full moon is that you have to choose the path of wonder. You have to choose the path of wonder. Not the path of the itinerary. Not the path of the known. Not the path of what you have preconceived as your path, but the path of wonder. The chart for this moon, which is on August 27th/28th, overnight, that night, at 3 degrees of Pisces, I highly recommend you just Google search that and you look at this chart. It is beautiful. It's in the shape of a kite. The aspects create a kite shape. First of all, we have the Earth Grand Trine doing an amazing thing. We have the Sun at 3 degrees of Virgo. We have Saturn at 2 degrees of Capricorn. And we have Uranus at 2 degrees of Taurus. That's almost perfect degree placement right there. That Grand Earth Trine has been working with us. We've had the Saturn-Uranus thing going on for a little bit now, a few months. It has been working with us to get us to figure out how to revolutionize our lives and make it happen on the ground. Revolutionize, make it happen. Revolutionize, make it happen. And it's still working here. It's getting amplified by the sun trining that experience, right? Already, Grand Earth Trine, knocking it out of the park. But not only that, we have the sun in Virgo, grounded, focused, witty Virgo, opposing the moon in watery, intuitive, expansive Pisces. That's some pretty powerful magic right there. I could stop right now. I could stop filming and send you all off with that Grand Trine and that mysticism and that wit. You'd figure it out. But that's not it. I mean, the moon is also sextiling, perfectly sitting in between Saturn and Uranus, in this perfect little sextile triangle as well. These aspects are so perfect. They're so perfect. This kind of thing doesn't line up very often. And when it does, it is an invitation. Now, I always say that about moons. Every moon is an invitation. Every moon cycle is an invitation. Every day is an invitation. But this is a specific invitation. And this is an invitation to put your foot on a path you did not think you were going to put your foot on. And I almost guarantee you that even while I'm filming this, even next week, even like 24th, 25th, this path may not be obvious to you yet. This path really could come out of left field. There's already been a lot of surprise with the retrograde season and the eclipse season. There's been a lot of these surprises coming up where you thought you knew what you wanted. You thought you figured out that you wanted to be in a specific type of relationship, or you wanted to be in a specific type of house, or you wanted to be with a specific type of person, or you didn't want to be with somebody, or you didn't want a certain house. I wouldn't be so certain. I wouldn't be so certain about what you think your personality is and what you think your path that you have written is. Because there's almost going to be guaranteed a really exceptionally magical opening up of a path you didn't think was for you or you didn't think was possible. Let's see if it starts raining by surprise here. The sun is setting here and there could be rain. Just heads up. We have to open ourselves up to the path of wonder with this moon. A lot of times astrologers like to talk about full moons as the aspect of endings, things coming to a close, things coming full circle. But intrinsically in that, we have openings. We have openings. And the opening right now is surprising. It'll be a positive surprise, especially if you're open, especially if you don't close yourself down, especially if you don't base your choices, temperance, wow. Especially if you don't base your choices on fears of the past, fears of being trapped, or fears of being not enough, or fears of where it could go wrong. Because whatever you've been preparing for, Ace of Pentacles, wow. Whatever you've been preparing for in life this year, this eclipse, past eclipse season, this retrograde season, which, by the way, Mars was close to going direct around this full moon, and Mercury will be direct, so we'll start to feel the directional energy, we'll start to feel the manifestation, putting things into action, making those changes, making those moves. That's all going to start showing up with this full moon. It's time to take action. It's time to start doing the things that are calling to you and haunting you in your dreams. And that's the funny thing about the path of wonder too. A lot of times it's talking to us and we just don't want to listen. We know what's right for us, and we know that bigger thing that we want to be doing. Eight of Cups, Ten of Pentacles. Adventure, 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 opening up, fulfilling, planting long-term seeds. Wow. It's been speaking to us this whole time, but a lot of times it's intimidating. It's bigger than what we think we're prepared for. It's bigger than what we've allotted for ourselves. It's bigger than the tiny narratives we've written. Seven of Pentacles. Tiny narratives we've written. Okay. Those 5 cards are just epic. Like, I couldn't have asked for better 5 cards. Waking up from my nap and having these cards here. This is some good stuff. This is some good stuff. This is so perfect with the grand Earth trine and the sextiling that we have between Uranus, Saturn, and the Moon, with the potency of fantasy and expansion in Pisces. That's the other side of this. Piscean energy, when leveraged correctly, you can utilize the fantastical nature of it, the mystic nature of it, to manifest with this Earth trine acting with you. Okay, and what's really interesting is we start off with Temperance, Sagittarian energy, energy of Jupiter, energy of expansion, energy of healing, energy of recalibration, energy of re-envisioning, energy of stepping past the boundaries that you have set for yourself. And a lot of times the boundaries we set for ourselves, we rewrite them as narratives of expansion, when in fact what they are is narratives of limitation. Like, for example, you might say, I really want to be in a specific type of relationship. I know, I'm open to that relationship. This is just a good example. It's a common example. I'm open to that relationship. But what you're really doing is you're saying you want a specific type of relationship. You want a specific look and feel. You want that itinerary relationship that you've written in your analytical mind. Now, a lot of times the people that we end up with, they're not going to come with an itinerary like that. They're going to come with vulnerabilities, weak spots, fears of their own that they bring to the table and help you to learn more. Every time we expand past what our analytical mind can conceive of before the expansion. The expansion brings with it the gifts we need. The expansion brings with it the clarity we need. And that is what temperance is all about. Heaven sent. There are new beginnings showing up here. You know, you look at this Ace of Pentacles and this Eight of Cups. That leads right into the Ten of Pentacles. What I'm seeing there is you have to leave behind any old narratives that are holding you. Sometimes we have this idea of, this is my personality. I'm just a wild child. I'm just a free spirit. Or I'm just somebody who likes routine. Those narratives hold us prisoner. They trap us. They're not very useful either, because what are they really doing for you? And they're a protective mechanism, honestly. A lot of times the narratives we write about ourselves, and I've done it too, and we all do it all the time, are very protective. What this is showing me is we have to shed that. We have to choose the path of wonder, where we don't know anything and we are all just beginners, on the path to trying new things out, on the path to experimenting, on the path to allowing ourselves to fantasize. It is an uncomfortable path for many. That's where the goods are. Ten of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles. That's where the goods are. The goods are over the mountain. The goods are in the unknown path. Even those of you who have a path set forward that you like and that you feel very adamant about will bring with it surprise. I guarantee you, whatever you've planted here that you can't quite see, I think a lot of you planted a lot of seeds. You opened up some doors during that eclipse season. Some doors were opened. Some things were realized. Some meetings were there. Some experiences opened up. You planted the seeds and you didn't really quite know exactly what you were doing. And I realize my lighting is insane right now because the sun is setting over here. You planted some seeds and you didn't know where they were going to take you, and you won't know where they're going to take you, but this full moon is going to give you a glimpse of what that looks like if you're listening in. This is legacy building stuff. This is long-term stuff. This is stuff that will go for many years. The downloads that you get during this full moon, the downloads that you get around the week of this full moon are going to be so powerful, so intense, but beautiful, because you're going to get a sneak peek of the path of wonder. Now, don't get me wrong, that path of wonder is still going to be extremely mysterious. Because here's the other thing that I'm getting. You don't want to skip the wonder part. That is the fun. That is the fun. If you really had a spirit guide who printed out an itinerary, I keep using that word, but printed it out for you and gave you a calendar, is that what you really want? To just know that, okay, September 3rd, gonna get in this car, meet this person, do this, do this. Okay, 2030, I'll have this job, I'll retire. And every day you would know. You'd be so bored, you'd be so annoyed. That is not what you want. You want the wonder. Stop fighting it. Stop fighting the wonder. Stop fighting the fantasy. Stop fighting the unknown. That's one side. The other side is that revelations abound, right? Clarity abounds. You have your fantasy, you have your wonder, you have your unknown, you have your bigger expansion where you're stepping into shoes you did not know you're going to step into. And then you also have the knowing of where you need to take action. And this full moon will illuminate that as well. You have to take action on some things. Some of these things have been calling at you, blaring at you, waking you up in your sleep for months. And what have you done about it? Hasn't been quite time. But I'm telling you, this full moon is leading us into Virgo season. Well, I'll be in Virgo season, but leading us into September with some power. It's time to start making things happen. If something matters to you on that path of wonder, you better jump on it while it's there, because it won't last forever. Doors open and close. Things are always morphing and changing. But one of the other elements of learning how to be in this world is to learn how to jump in with both feet when the timing is right and you know when you know. And trusting that. Practice self-trust. Now, this is kind of an impulsive moon, but with that grounding energy, I kind of trust what people are going to do this month. It will be a relief after the eclipse action moons to have something a little more grounded, a little more focused, and have the power of Piscean energy, the mystic energy of Piscean magic with us. I hope this message made sense, because I truly just sat down and went for it today. And I love you guys so much. I'm excited for wherever this path is leading. You know, that Eight of Cups in the middle, I kind of skipped over too. Leave it behind if it's not serving you. If it's draining your energy, gone. Something has to go too, always. So, you know, we'll side note. Have a beautiful day. Have a beautiful evening wherever you are. I know I am about to go have an amazing evening here in one of my favorite places in the world. And I will see you all for the monthlies very soon.